One of the things we know this trial is all about is getting to H.R. 1, which is the Democrats' bill that would federalize elections, giving control of all elections to the federal government. And they also want to take control of campaigns. And in this trial, as you have seen from the video footage that they edited, and let me say this, January 6th was a terrible, horrible day. And we all grieve the injury and the loss of life that occurred and the destruction that happened to our capital and to our symbols of freedom and to our nation that day. What the Democrats have done is to pull pieces from that day, and they have taken many things out of context, and thereby they are trying to limit free speech and political free speech. And one of the phrases they kept going back to was fight like hell.
Yeah.
We're going to push back. We're not going to take it anymore. Things that are normally said in campaigns. And I will give the president's team, President Trump's team, a lot of credit because they pushed back on that and showed footage of members of the Senate and of the House managers using those exact terms in political situations. So if they're wanting to say that you can't say that, then what do they consider acceptable free speech? Are they trying to sanitize political speech? Are they trying to humiliate the 74.5 million of us that have supported President Trump?
Right. Well, Senator, the other thing, too, is like you had these riots all over America. Almost 300 of them were declared riots. It was like 280 or something like that. And Kamala Harris literally helped fund bailouts for people who burned cities to the ground. Peacefully, patriotically, bailing out people who burned cities to the ground. What gives here, ma'am?
This is one of the things that President Trump's team also brought up yesterday and showed footage of what had transpired during the summer and statements by some of the Democrat leadership that actually encouraged that. And we also had a question that focused on, Lindsey Graham asked this question, is if you have members of the Senate supporting bailing out rioters, does that encourage more rioting? And of course, the answer to that was a simple yes. It does stand as a form of encouragement for more rioting.
Yeah, it is shocking to me, the double. I mean, if it weren't for double standards, they would have no standards at all. And I apologize that you have to entertain this when you could be doing substantially more important things. During this whole thing, it is shocking. Now, you also have a new bill coming out. Why don't you? It's the China's Sister City program. Tell us a little bit about this bill.
One of the things that is a part of China's propaganda, soft propaganda, is the Sister Cities program. And I have to tell you, we started looking at this because we had focused on the Confucius institutes and Confucius classrooms that are on our college campuses. And then we realized also in China's soft propaganda is their sister city alliances that they have set up through the Belt and Road Initiative. And they go into communities, they set up a sister city program, and then they begin to push their soft propaganda and try to push their version of Chinese history and their version of Chinese law. Bear in mind, this is all brought to you compliments of the Chinese Communist Party. And as they push their soft propaganda, they are not seeking to be a part of the community of nations. What are they doing? They are seeking global domination. That is their 21st century goal. So I am hard at work pushing back on China, making certain that we realize China, Russia, Iran, North Korea are not our friends. We want to make certain this administration realizes they are not going to be able to go soft on China. We are going to continue to hold them to account.
Good. So the other thing, too, is that you serve on the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee, and somehow Pete Buttigieg has now tripped and fallen into the for travelers to prove they're COVID-free first. What do you make of these allegations? And don't we have there's HIPAA laws that don't allow stuff like this?
Well, you're exactly right. HIPAA is patient privacy. And the way this administration is going about doing away with your rights, my goodness, we have this impeachment trial that is focused on getting rid of your political free speech. You've got a group out there trying to take away guns. You've got people saying, oh, you've got to prove your health condition in order to get on a plane, or they're talking about stopping interstate travel. This is just ridiculous. I mean, we are pushing back on this administration every single day in order to make certain we protect our freedoms, make certain we protect the Trump legacy and the things that we accomplished for the health and safety and security of this nation through the 4 years of President Trump. And I'm telling you what, it is a full plate. We're working every single day.
Yeah, it's a target-rich environment. Senator, you know, the thing is, I said it last week, they set the Democrats set a very dangerous precedent by going out and suing and challenging and resisting and doing whatever they do. And I said that we as Republicans will not win this fight unless we fight by their rules. They wrote the rules. When they want to come back to Robert's Rules of Order and be respectful and stop calling us racist Nazis, I'm all in. But, ma'am, when you fight like that, we really appreciate it, and I can't thank you enough. So thank you.
Well, I've got to get out of here and get